Classroom Practice 1.2. In this classroom practice, you're going to learn how to add positive negative numbers. There is no subtraction really in math. What you're doing is you're going to be adding a negative number to a positive number. Watch this. So suppose we have a number line, and in the middle of this number line, we have the number 0. Furthermore, suppose we want to do the following addition. 4 plus negative 1. Well, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to put some hash marks on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the negative side of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to take my first number, the 4, and I'm going to draw that on the number line. So I've got to find the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's out here, and I'm going to draw that here. There's a line starting at 0, representing the number 4. And I'm going to draw a little arrowhead on there. I'm going to write the number 4 there, just to be clear that that's really the number 4. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add negative 1 to that. And here's the trick. I've got an arrowhead here, and I'm going to take the next number, and I'm going to start its tail right where the first arrowhead is leaving off. But because it's got a negative sign, I'm going to have the arrow going in the opposite direction. So it's going to start here and come here. I'm going to put an arrowhead there. What happens is the net result, where I end up, is right here, which with my crappy drawing turns out to be the number 3. So 4 plus negative 1 equals 3. Okay, so what happens if I have another number line? I have 0 in the middle, put my hash marks down there. And I'm going to do the following addition. I'm going to have 3 plus 2. Well, we all know that's 5, but I'm going to do it with arrows. So watch this. I'm here. I'm going to start off at 0, and I'm going to do the 3 first. So I'm starting at 0, and I come over 3 divisions. 1, 2, 3. There's my first arrow. I put the arrowhead. And there's number 3. Okay, and I'm going to add 2 to that. Well, because the next number is going in the same direction, the positive direction, because this is the positive direction to the right on the number line. To the left is the negative direction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over 2 more units, starting at the head of the first arrow, and come over 2 more units. And now, where I end up is the number 5. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, let's see if there's a pattern here. I'm going to do another number line. There's my 0. This is the positive direction off to the right, and to the left over here is the negative direction. And now I'm going to draw my hash marks. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what if I go, okay, I'm going to want to add -1 plus -3. I'm going to see what that's equal to. Okay. Well, I'm going to start at 0, but I'm going to be going in the negative direction. So that means my arrow, rather than going off to the right, is going to go off to the left. And just to clarify things a bit, I'm going to actually use red. We're going off to the left. So I'm going to start off at 0, and I'm going to come off -1 in the negative direction. So there I am at -1. And now I'm going to add -3 to that. Well, again, I'm still going in the negative direction. So I'm going to come over 3 hash marks. 1, 2, 3. Here we are. And So now I've gone -1, and I've gone -3. Where have I ended up? What's my net sort of distance here? Well, I'm right here. -1, -2, -3. I'm at -4. So -3 plus -3, -1 plus -3 is -4. Notice that my arrows are both going in the same direction. Okay, so this brings us to some generalizations. If you have two positive numbers and you're going to add them, what will happen is if you add the two positive numbers, you're going to get a positive number. And I'm just going to change that. You get a positive number. If you have two negative numbers and you add them, you're always going to get a negative number because you're going to the left on the number line in both cases. Now, if you have a positive number and a negative number, what you get depends on the sizes of the positive and the negative numbers. If the positive number is really big compared to the size of the negative number, I'm going to add them. Then your result is going to be a positive number. However, if you have two numbers and you have a small positive number and you're adding that to a big negative number, then the result is going to be a negative number. So what this means is if your positive number is really big compared to the negative number, that means the arrow for the positive number is a lot longer than the arrow for the negative number, resulting in you ending up with a net positive number. However, if your positive number is small compared to your negative number, then after you've added them, because the negative number's arrow is longer than that of the positive number, your net result is going to be a negative number. All right, so what does this have to do with classroom practice number 2? Well, in classroom practice number 2, there are some questions that you need to answer. And if you're going to be adding 24 plus -9, it becomes difficult to draw these pictures all of the time. Okay, so with number 1, you're going to add 24 and -9. This means that the positive arrow for 24 is bigger than the negative arrow for -9. So when you align them so that they overlap, so to speak, you're going to have some of the green arrow left over. That means you're going to have a positive number. 24 is a bigger positive number than 9 is a negative number. So your net result is going to be positive. So when you go to do the calculation on your calculator, you're going to end up with this being equal to positive 15. Okay, so what about number 2? Number 2, you've got negative 13 plus 28. Oh, in this case, the negative number is out in front. Does it make any difference? No, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. This is also equal to plus 15. 28 is the positive number. 13 is the negative number. 28 is a bigger positive number than 13 is a negative number. And what about this addition? Number 3, 15 plus 68. Well, 15 plus 68. Both of these numbers are positive. They're both going in the same direction. So you just add them and you get plus 83. What about number 4? Negative 26 plus negative 25. Negative 26 plus negative 25. Well, in this case, both of these numbers are negative. Both of the arrows are going off in the negative direction. So you add the two negative numbers together and you get negative 51. Number 5, do this. Number 5 is negative 45 plus 29. Negative 45 plus 29. Well, the 45 is more negative than the 29 is positive. So when you go 45 negative and you add it to 29, you end up with a negative answer, which is negative 16.